Well, hello everybody, and welcome to G Bear's Off-Grid Ways, a homestead in the desert. And yeah, I remember yesterday I said it was a no-fly day. Well, today's a fly day, and look at this. Okay, so there's a guy up there who's turning his engines on and off. He left a streak there, and now he had a gap, and now he's got just a regular trail on him. And I guess he just turned his engines on right there. Anyway, enough of that, right? Oop, that's half. I want one. There we go. That's better. So what did I do today? Oh, well, besides watching them decorate the sky, look at this stuff. They've been going at it all day. Oh, there's another guy who just turned his engine on. Huh. So today was clean out the chickens area. It was a necessary thing because I used the stuff I clean out of here for my winter fertilization in my garden. So yeah, I got it all cleaned out in here, looking good. So the chickens did come in here, and it looks like they started moving some nesting around a little bit. So yeah, those are not real eggs, those are ceramic eggs. You put those in the coops to for some reason it's supposed to make the chickens lay eggs, but it also breaks them of the habit of pecking at their own egg and breaking them. And they pick at these eggs and they realize they can't break them, and then they think all eggs are like that. All right, I know people like that too. So I dumped a big pile of chicken manure and junk that I raked out of their run. And I'll show you that here. Yeah, the run is all cleaned up here. Looking good. So they got food and water, clean nests, and a clean yard. I should have shot the video earlier because I did like they do in the hotels. I went over there and opened the door up, and the chickens were inside the coop, and I yelled out, "Room service!" All right, so we're heading over to the Garden of Eden because I want to show you something else I did, and also give you a little tip on trees. So let's see if we can't get in here. Shadows. Oh, okay. So anyway, there's what I did. My potato bin. That's my sweet potato bin. And the one down there is my russet potato bin. So I covered those in about 4 inches of the straw and chicken manure that came out of the chicken coop, so that that'll hold the heat in, it'll hold the moisture in, and it'll fertilize through the winter. So I also added some to my trees, and there's where my tip comes in. When you do put new stuff in around your trees, clean it back from around the trunk. Don't build up around your trunk. You'll rot the trunk by doing that. You want to leave the trunk open and let air get to it. And you move the stuff around the outsides. And normally I wouldn't have it in a box like this, but that's what I did when I started this. So that's how they got there. So apricot is losing its leaves now. They're all starting to realize it's winter, and they're going to go into their dormancy. And then before they start sprouting again, I'll be in here pruning and grafting. So my tomatoes, I've got a bunch getting ready to be picked. And get some orange ones over there, and I got a bunch of red cherries. I got a red Roma over there. And I did get some more of that chicken manure around my dormant grapevines here. And they're liking that. And then also on my fruit trees over here, I added some of that manure and straw around those to hold it in. You can see how I dug it out around the base of the tree. And same thing around here. You can see it's all dug out from around the base of the tree. So that's going to keep the ground warmer and also hold moisture in. So it'll take less watering through the winter, and that'll be a good thing. I also did that little peach tree down there. It was looking like it could use a little nutrition. All my citrus trees all came back to life with a good watering, and they'll go on living through the winter here. I've got to get something done with this roof here, because I've lost those panels and can't afford to buy new ones. I've lost quite a few panels, and I did go find some of them in the desert, but I can't put them back because they're so sun-dried and falling apart. These panels are like plastic corrugated cardboard. Oh, but see, that's why I've got to get the roof fixed. The birds find their way in here. He came in and he said, "Hey, you're not usually here at this time of day." But yeah, anyway, there's another tip I want to give you before I close this thing down. On all trees, a big mistake that everybody makes when it comes time to water their trees, and I'm not just talking about in pots, I'm talking about growing out in your yard or anything like that. And you say, "I've got to go water that tree. It looks like it's dying of thirst. It needs water." So you go out there and you grab your hose, and people come up and they start squirting it right at the base of the tree. No, wrong. Now, if you only have a little bit of water in a container, pour it near the base of the tree. But if you're going to give them a good soaking, you want to water them away from the base of the tree, out as far as branches reach. Because trees are like a mirror image. The canopy of the tree, what you see in the canopy of the tree, is about equal to what's underground in a root system. So you got branches way out here. That means you've got roots way out there. Well, not in a pot. They can only go as far as the pot, and they become root bound. And that's why you see when you pull trees out that have been in a pot for a long time, you pull them out, and the roots are just compacted all the way around, and there's very little soil left in the pot because the roots have taken over everything. Excuse me. So anyway, you want to water out around as far as the canopy is, and even further. And what's that do? Well, the roots of a plant are specifically designed to seek out water for the plant. So if you water further away from the plant, it's going to try to grow roots to get to that water. So it's going to give you a more healthy root system. So you don't want to keep all the roots right up against the tree. And if you don't water further out from the tree, then the roots that are out there are not getting the water and nutrition that they should be getting. You're only putting it right at the base of the tree. The tree is going to have stunted growth and so forth. So you definitely want to water further out from around the trees. On these, I water all the way around the outer edge of the pot until the whole thing is soaked and the water starts puddling in there, and then I stop. And the ones with the cups in the bottom, the plates down there, you can see they're full of water because all the water ran through the soil and now it's down at the bottom. But that'll wick back up as it's needed. So I leave it like that. These bigger pots, the water just runs out on the ground. As you can see, the ground gets wet around them. So there's your tree tip of the day. As big as your canopy is as big as your root system is. So go out as far as the canopy is around there to water, to give it a good soaking, and also water out a little further. So those roots that are down there, try to stretch out further and try to get to the water that's on the outer ring. And that'll give you a stronger root system and a healthier tree. That's G-Bear's tip of the day. Yes, sirree. So I got to get in here. Then these are dormant. I can prune the grapevines now, but not if they still have leaves on them like this one. They got green branches and leaves. I'll let that one sit a little while longer. So here's my russet potatoes, and if you can see the potatoes, get yourself a red and blue suit with a cape and have a big red S on your chest, because they're underground. Yeah, potatoes don't grow on trees, you know. So anyway, yeah, I got that chicken manure and straw and wood shavings for a mulch over the top of this to help keep heat in and keep moisture in for the winter. On the next batch, when I clean out the chicken coop in a month or so, I'll have a lot of the stuff cleaned up out of the main garden here, and I'll spread that out across the garden here, because that'll get rototilled in the springtime. My red onions are coming up really well over there, and I'm gonna use up my kale here pretty soon, or use some of it. I'm gonna make some more kale soup, and I love that kale soup. Andy likes that kale soup too, don't you, Andy? All right, everybody, that's all I have for today. I think I might also get my rototiller out and rototill that whole section in there. I'll clean up all of the debris that's on the ground and rototill the whole section, so it's all ready. And I'll get some money coming in, and I'll get a few bags of plastic cement, and then I'll mix it in with that soil, or sprinkle it all across the soil, and then rototill it one more time, and then compact it and hit it with water. And that'll give me a concrete base where water can get through, but the critters don't like tunneling through it. So I've got a big ant nest right there that the ants are underground for this time of the year, so it'll be a good time for me to dig that hole open a little ways. I'll mix some dishwashing liquid with hot water and pour it down that hole, and anything that's hibernating down in there will be all done for. They're all sitting in their little tunnels. Just fill it up with soapy water, and that kills the ants. That gets rid of them. And they're fire ants, so they need to be killed. Or fired, one of the two. You're fired. But I'm an ant. Well, you have a husband, he's an uncle. Hey, everybody, thanks for joining me. G-Bear reminding you, thumbs up, share, subscribe, and leave comments at the bottom. G-Bear signing off.